So much has happened since the last video I uploaded showing me flying out of New York and going to Florida. I am fully moved in. I have new shelves. I have a new bedroom. I have new books, a new space and everything. And it's been a long time since I've actually picked up the camera. So I feel a little odd doing this, but I want to get right into the video and get to the reading because I didn't get a chance to really do that since I was in the process of a huge move. So I have 1984 by George Orwell. He won for the poll that I posted on the community page on my channel between Joseph Heller. I didn't put Toni Morrison, but it was Devil in the White City. And I even forgot the other books. Yeah, I forgot the other books. But yes, 1984 won, and I have 2 copies. This one I purchased like maybe about 2 years ago, and I really didn't like the sizing of it. It's so darn tiny. This is my hand for reference. You can see it's just, oh my gosh. Ooh, what was that? Oh, it's a funky sweet bottle. It's a sticker. It's a sticker. It's a beautiful new book, and I was like, oh my goodness, what a mistake. I wish I had returned it when I had the chance, but I always get sidetracked with whatever I'm doing. So I ended up getting another one, this one, which is way bigger. You can see the difference. And it's such a difficult thing to purchase off of Amazon. I know, Amazon. But yeah, it's really hard to figure out which version or edition that they have. I have the 75th anniversary edition, which is just the ticket. It's like perfectly large, it's hardback, and it's really beautiful without the dust jacket and everything. I did start the book, and can I tell you, it is exquisite. It is excellent. I am gobbling it up. I have been trying to hold myself back from reading it because I really want to be able to give relatively live updates to you guys, but it is so great. I even started tabbing it very diligently. Man, oh man, I wish I've read this way sooner. This is just an excellent book. So we're following this guy named Winston Smith. It feels like he lives almost in like England for some reason. I don't know why that is, but that's the vibe I'm getting. The setting feels very gloomy and despair. It feels like there's no color at all. This feels like the adult version of The Giver by Lois Lowry. The setting is very bleak. Feels like you're in a concentration camp. The pervasive big brother, the state is always watching you via cameras. They have posters of the propaganda everywhere, and they have different types of meetings that these people go to kind of get somewhat of a re-education every now and then. It is very disturbing, very distressing, but it is excellently written, and I'm enjoying it oh so very much. I'm on page like 28, so I barely started it. You can just tell that every move is scrutinized. There's a thought police. I'm just so happy to know all of these terms finally, because I've heard it over the years. Obviously, this is one of the most popular books ever. I'm just so disturbed because it feels like that can happen in our own society. Let me know what you guys think, because I was going to put a poll of if you think something like this totalitarian state, this oppressive state, could actually happen in our own society. I don't know. I think one of the most interesting things about 1984 so far is how even in your thoughts you feel like you have to be careful with how you even think. No one is in your head, but it feels like if you are not in line with the party, not in line with Big Brother, even in your mind, at least I'm safe inside my mind, you know, that SpongeBob thing.
At least I'm safe inside my mind.
At least I'm safe inside my mind.
It feels like you could get in trouble. So I think that is one of the scariest aspects of the story so far. Not necessarily that, you have hate week and people are little spies. Even the children are spies for their parents. They'll turn them in. It is so disturbing. I think I heard of a case like that in our world where these kids or teenagers, they turned in their father during the panini. I think you know what the panini is. I don't know if YouTube will flag it, but okay, and I don't know, they just ended up, I couldn't find the article for you because this was years ago. We are in 2024. But yeah, there is just disturbing kind of like control that the leaders have in this book towards their citizens. I love this book. I really am enjoying it very much so. Let me know what you guys have been up to, what you've been reading. I always want to know how you guys are doing. I'm so grateful to still have this channel up and going because it has been a very long time since I've posted. Every now and then I do release videos that I've previously filmed, but as far as picking up the camera, it's been a year, you guys. You wouldn't believe it. It's been about a year since I've touched the camera, and I might be a little awkward and weird over a bit, but I'm very happy to be back. Hopefully I can get my juices flowing. I got a few books here that, just to give you an update, I just did like a little YouTube short showing some of the books that I recently got at the library because I've been watching BookTube a little bit more, trying to, come alive again. I don't know where that accent's coming from.
That is very funny, Mom. Laugh.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, so this was like a recent library haul that I did. Yeah, I got Hello Beautiful. So excited to read that. The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store, Yellowface. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books and if you think I should read, because I know that you guys kind of know what my reading tastes are. I've been down here for a little while. The Ministry of Time, I'm so excited for this. This cover is so sick, so wild, so rad. I love, love, love it. It's supposed to be historical fiction and fantasy. And then I also have The Covenant of Water. What to say about this? There was something in here that I don't know what it was. Around Christmas time last year, I was like, what is this? For The Covenant of Water, it's like an Oprah book club. That's fine. I don't care. I don't, you know, all these celebrity book clubs, who cares? As long as the book is decent and good and readable, if that's a word. I was very hesitant to read this, so I'll get back to you as to why, because I can't even recall. And then the final one not the final one. I have Hungry Ghost by Kevin Hossein here and Beach Read by Emily Henry. I read my first Emily Henry at the beginning of like April of 2024 and it was Book Lovers. I thought it was okay. It was like decent. Like I gave it 3 stars. I'm hoping Beach Read will really, you know, get me to really like her, because everybody seems to be on an Emily Henry kick these days. Funny Story is also coming soon, so I have to go pick that up at my library. I'm so excited to have you guys here and I'm so ready to continue reading. I can't wait to do a mid-year book tag freak out. That's what it is. Freak out. I'm such a nerd. But yeah, I'm very excited to do that really soon. Videos are going to be rolling out every so often, trying to get back into the groove of it because it has been very stagnant and very up and down. It hasn't been very consistent. That's the word I'm looking for. So don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment. I want to know how you guys are doing, what you're reading, what you're up to. I'm going to continue reading 1984 right now and give you guys an update in a little while. I'll share a little bit of what's going on back here. I have this gorgeous bookshelf. It's actually on my YouTube banner. This was one of the first things that I did when I moved here. I had to set up some bookcases, you know, to get things in order and get rid of boxes and stuff like that. Give me an update as well with how you guys are down below and let's get started with reading. It is getting rather dark. We've been having some thunderstorms here in Florida, which I will never complain about. I love that kind of weather, but it doesn't make good use for the camera because the camera typically likes good light for it to come out really well. Oh my goodness, you guys, everybody should read this book. It is so easy to read. It's not like a complicated prose, I suppose. It's not very complex. It's very digestible and you can zoom right on through it. I just wanted to quickly read off to you a passage here. I just think it is so, maybe 2 passages because I love it. His writing is so good. So here he's talking, Winston, okay, our narrator, he's talking about how these kids betrayed their parents and turned them in, and they're like little soldiers for the state, right? So it says here, what was worst of all was that by means of such organizations as the spies, they were systematically turned into ungovernable little savages, and yet this produced in them no tendency whatever to rebel against the discipline of the party. On the contrary, they adored the party and everything connected with it. The songs, the processions. It just kind of reminds me of like, when they say songs and processions, I just think of like North Korea, or you know how oppressive sometimes the Chinese Communist Party can be as well in history, and maybe even up to now in some regions of those countries. Totally for North Korea, I would think. It just sounds so propaganda. Everything is fine, everything is happy. Sing along as we are, you know, walking towards death and despair and misery and hate and evil and just sadness. It just, oh, the squalor. It's horrible. His writing is just so beautiful. The songs, the processions, the banners, the hiking, the drilling with dummy rifles, the yelling slogans, the worship of Big Brother. It was all a sort of glorious game to them. All their ferocity was turned outwards against the enemies of the state, against foreigners, traitors, saboteurs, thought criminals. It was almost normal for people over 30 to be frightened of their own children, and with good reason, for hardly a week passed in which the Times, it's kind of like the New York Times, a paper kind of publication kind of thing, did not carry a paragraph describing how some eavesdropping little sneak child hero was the phrase generally used, had overheard some compromising remark and denounced his parents to the thought police. Insanity. Like, that is just so sad. Your own children, you know? Okay, one more passage. By the way, it was Memorial Day, which is why I have all of these sweet little decor pieces all over the place. One more passage that I just want to show you how pervasive Big Brother is. Winston writes, which is it's all over the book. I think it says it here too. I hope that's clear enough. On the back, it basically says, war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance and strength. They've repeated this over and over again. He says, he took a 25-cent piece out of his pocket. There too, in tiny clear lettering, the same slogans were inscribed, and on the other face of the coin, the head of Big Brother. Even from the coin, the eyes pursued you. On coins, on stamps, on the covers of books, on banners, on posters, and on wrappings of cigarette packets. Everywhere. Always the eyes watching you and the voice enveloping you. Asleep or awake, working or eating, indoors or out of doors, in the bath or in bed, no escape. Nothing was your own except the few cubic centimeters inside your skull. But is that even your own as well because of the thought police? I love this book. Now, you might be a little curious as to what my new space looks like. I know I would be very curious. My sister ended up getting some footage of when she was touring the space completely empty for the first time, and this is the footage that you're gonna see now. I'm gonna show you a second thing that was me basically walking through the apartment when we finally did end up getting it. Yeah, it's just, again, it's gonna be relatively empty, but it's so silly. I just do things so backwards and differently than others. I'm not saying, oh, I'm cool, I'm special, but it's like, why do you have 2 apartment tours in one video? But that's what you're gonna get, because I have the footage and you need to see it. I'll share that with you guys a little bit later. I have been reading 1984 for a little bit, and it is about that time for some coffee. I know the Gilmores would be very into that, especially after running around Copper Boom. This is still a Copper Boom boom episode. This is just part 2, you feel me? Rory going to Yale. It was just so exciting to move everything, you guys. It was such a hassle and so nerve-wracking. I was extremely stressed out and overwhelmed, as I stated in the part 1, which I'll link, of course, in the description box and up here, wherever you're supposed to link it. It was just one of the hardest things ever. And knowing that all of your prized possessions are traveling cross country is not a comforting feeling, because you just don't know. What if they rob the truck? What if they lose my things? What if they break things, which they did? You know, damages and delays and things like that. Like, these are my things, you know, that I've worked very hard for my whole life. It was just such a tough thing, and I'm so glad that that is over. Would I do it again? Yes, because it was so convenient to have strong men, even though they were all smaller than me, but they were strong. They had a lot of strength to move everything. That whole ordeal was a lot. I'm so happy that that is over with. I'm so excited to share with you guys how I placed everything and decorated it. It still needs a good refresh, a good organization day. I've been decluttering and doing all the things, just as Rory would have been, I suppose, kind of moving into her new dorm room. She had to be very precise as to what she might bring in there, if you know what I mean. But first, coffee.
Please, Luke. Please.
How many cups have you had this morning?
None.
Plus?
5, but yours is better.
You have a problem.
Yes, I do.
Junkie.
Angel, you've got wings, baby.
Typically there aren't any decorations here, but we've had a couple of holidays and that's why this is looking like this, but I'll insert a couple of photos of how it normally is. But I just wanted to give you guys a look inside so you guys can see. This is not like, you know, a bookshelf tour or anything like that, but okay, this is the best I can do. All of this stuff is hindering the way this opens. I just have a very marine, coastal, blue aesthetic going on here. I'm sure you'll recognize some of these books, of course. If you do want to see more of what I have in depth in my library, I'll just link the bookshelf tour that I did a few months ago. But yeah, I really liked how it turned out, and it's just super cozy for a tropical state, a city that's basically right next to the ocean. So that's the look that we wanted. And then I love these kind of like sea glass doorknobs that we're using here. Sorry about the sunlight. This is the IKEA Hemnes bookcase. It's a glass bookcase. Just love the way that everything turned out. Very simple, but this was one of the first things that we ended up decorating, and I love it. Let me know what you guys think. Just about the perfect environment to be reading 1984. It is raining, as you guys can see outside. update time. So I got to page 100, I think part 2 of the book. And of course I changed out my shirt. Yeah, I'm on my bed. I want to give you guys a super quick update on the book. I feel like part 1 might be the best there is, and then part 2 and 3 I feel like it may not be as good as the first part. So I don't know quite yet. I'm gonna see exactly how things are progressing, but for some reason I have a feeling that we're gonna kind of go downhill. More characters are being introduced. Winston has been venturing out of his comfort zone. He's kind of a little bit more, not abrasive, but brave in his tactics of trying to find out exactly what is going on. He's trying to find out about the history that has been revised, and I did post a poll question a few days ago to see where you guys were with what aspect of 1984 terrifies you the most, whether it's like the propaganda or the historical revision or the thought police, and then there was something else. I'll just have the poll right here. For me, I think historical revisionism is probably the worst, because if you don't know history that well, how are you able to progress into the future? You know what I mean? You need to know the past, and you need to know an honest and true path. It's just so freaky. I feel like I'm picking up the camera every 2 seconds. Every thought that I have, I want to share it with you guys. It's because I haven't done this in a very long time, and I just want to share what I think about the book. That is why we make these kind of videos. Y'all, I feel like people who read this book will be traitors. Like will be traitors themselves. They will read this book, and at the end of the day, if there was ever something that was to pop off, they would be the ones that would turn you in. They would be the ones that would lose all their values and morals and just do the opposite of what they know is right. Does that make sense? It's like they'll read this book and they'll lose all of their good sense. Like, isn't that kind of scary? Let's just hope nothing like that ever happens in society, really. It's just crazy. I feel like I have so many thoughts. If I picked up the camera every single time I had a thought, the video would go on forever, okay? Forever. All right, let me seriously read and come back to you after I've read part 2. Okay, I had to set the camera down. It was blinking and it was heavy. I don't know what's going on. If you hear a little something in the background, it's just my air purifier. It is the best. Definitely helps me to breathe a little better. If you couldn't tell, I have some serious sinus issues. Serious sinus issues. Yeah, I just have to slow down sometimes. I think I may have a deviated septum. I have the worst nosebleeds. I don't know. I've mentioned nosebleeds at least 10 times on my channel, and I have like an ear issue. That's something I could have updated you guys on. I don't know if I did already, but I went to an ENT and they were not extremely helpful. I just am living in chronic pain and chronic suffering, but it's okay. Anywhoosies, I was trying to say for the millionth time that this character, he is a secondary character, and our main character, Winston, is speaking to him. And you know when you're just talking to somebody who's all for the cause, or they seemingly seem to be really just like the one that would turn you in. They're just so into whatever regime is happening. So that's what's going on with this one particular character. Winston is speaking to him, and he is so happy that, history is being deleted and revised, and that the language is being altered. Like, isn't it amazing that we have Newspeak? Newspeak is something that the people in like 30 years won't even understand the conversation that you and I are having. I'm like, oh, are you good? Like, are you good? You can't be that into this crazy regime that you'd be actually happy about, the atrocities that are happening, like the changing of words. Words mean something, They are here to convey feelings and emotions and the truth. They're here to signal to people where we were and where we're going. Words matter. So I noted down on page, I think it was 49, I thought it was just so funny, so nutty. That's like 50 pages ago, where this guy, he's like, Winston was asking him how the dictionary was getting on, and the guy says, slowly, I'm on the adjectives, it's fascinating. He had brightened up immediately at the mention of Newspeak, so he pushed his piece of bread to the side and leaned in, so that way he wouldn't be shouting, and just so like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to tell you about the news about how I am corrupting the language, and how it's so exciting that in like literally 60 years, people won't understand the simple words that you and I are speaking of. This was, I have to talk to you guys about this. On page 49 in this version, of course, it says here, I don't know, I just want to read the whole book to you guys. I'm such a reader. Duh, booktube. But anyway, it says, it's a beautiful thing, the crazy guy, okay? He goes, it's a beautiful thing, the destruction of words. Of course, the great wastage is in the verbs and adjectives, but there are hundreds of nouns that can be got rid of as well. It's only the synonyms, there are also the antonyms. After all, what justification is there for a word which is simply the opposite of some other word? A word contains its opposite in itself. Take good, for instance. If you have a word like good, what need is there for a word like bad? Ungood will do just as well. Ungood will do just as well. Better because it's an exact opposite, which the other is not. Or again, if you want a stronger version of good, what sense is there in having a whole string of vague, useless words like excellent, splendid, and all the rest of them? Plus good covers the meaning, or double plus good if you want something stronger still. Of course, we use those forms already, but in the final version of Newspeak, there will be nothing else. In the end, the whole notion of goodness and badness will be covered by only 6 words. In reality, only 1 word. Don't you see the beauty of that, Winston? The funny thing is that Winston, because he's talking to this, believer, this extra believer, super believer, if you want to use his example, he basically like lights up pretending. It's like a vapid, flitting eagerness when you're mentioning the big brother. It's like, yeah, that's amazing. You're right. This is great. Because it's like even your facial, your little slight facial changes are scrutinized. I think this is just so incredible. You don't trust yourself to speak, so you just like, yeah, that doesn't sound so good. But anyway, I am on page 102. Things are starting to heat up. I'm hoping that we continue the pace of the book. I've really enjoyed part 1. Let's see how the other fare. The whole book, in essence, is 298 pages. I thought it was 180 pages. I was like, I'm almost there. 100 pages done. I only have 80 to go. No. It's literally 300 pages, so you have 200 pages. So I'm a third there. I can't complain. I'm hoping to finish it today so that way I can have this video up very soon. I don't want to jinx myself. I'm just going to continue reading. You guys, this book, again, I think it's going to end up in one of the best books of 2024.
I've been in your waters, been knocking at your door. I know one thing for sure, I've never been so close before.
So these here are just plain, and then these 2 rows have pecans or pecans. How do you guys say them? Pecans and coconut shavings or coconut flakes. They look pretty good. First time making banana bread. The last time I made it, I was at like this older, much older cousin's house. She was driving me nuts, and she had edema. Took a pill and a bees to show the beach I was cool. Oh my god, I almost fell off the bed. Right. Look at the tabs. Wait, what is that accent? Anyway, it'll never focus for me because it hates me. Okay, y'all. I'm basically reading a 2024 newspaper when I'm reading this book that was, I think, published in 1949. So, what can I say? I'm back. the batteries died, and of course, you know, we had to move things around again. It is a rainy day, as you guys saw from the previous clip, super overcast, so sorry if the lighting isn't the best, but I'm trying to work with this tropical weather. There are like these storms that come rolling into Florida like at the same time, like clockwork, and I love it. I just love it. Guys, the book, wow. As I was saying, this just reads like a horror novel. It got so, like, the gear was highing. Like, what does that mean? We got kicked into high gear on the third part. This thing has been broken down into 3 parts. Part 1 just kind of laid the foundation, the groundwork for the society that our main character is living in. Part 2 was him kind of engaging a little bit more, meaning that he's taking more bold overtures, I suppose, more bold actions by kind of disrupting his normal day-to-day behaviors. He's directly in defiance of Big Brother. He's going against the party. He's reaching out to people. There's this unexpected romance story that comes out of this, which I thought was it was like happy sad. Like, I liked it, but I didn't like it because of the way that these people kind of got together. But I can say that I liked it more than I didn't like it. Okay, so look forward to that. I was not expecting this at all, and it feels like this guy got away scot-free. I think that's the charm, but that's not necessarily true. So in part 3, we get this extreme violence, this extreme switch up. It is horrible. Oh, back to part 2, I'm sorry. There was this part where we were kind of doing what Victor Hugo did in Les Miserables. There's a moment in Les Miserables where he drones on and on about Waterloo, the Battle of Waterloo. And I'm telling you, page by page by page, there's a book within this book, okay? There's a book within this book. It's basically like somewhat of a history or a pamphlet, a manual, whatever you want to kind of call it, a leaflet. That's not really a leaflet because a leaflet is kind of small, but there's like this book that our main character gets a hold of that kind of explains the regime. It explains the totalitarian state, how it is, how to combat it in a sense. That aspect kind of made the story like get a little bit like, can we get back into the main story? Can we get back into the action? Literally, the guy went on for pages reading a book about co-conspirators or people who want to overthrow the party. That's something to look forward to. I don't particularly like when stories do that. You kind of want to stay with your main character and their world. Is like bring in the fact that yes, we are exploring this story where, you know, there's this manual going on around in the story, but I don't want to read that whole manual. Just tell me it exists, give me a few bullet points and call it a day. But no. They just it went on for a good chunk of chapter 2. Now, chapter 3, I started to tab the heck out of it. Like, look at that. We're missing one. We're missing. Actually, we're missing 2. But yo, chapter 3 or part 3, so intense. One of the people that we thought was on our side is not. I'm trying not to give spoilers because I tend to do that in my other videos, but it is very intense. Poor guy. I can't give too much, but it got really we got kicked into high gear. Things are not what it seems. We're getting some beautiful language in here, lots of great quotes, memorable moment, very well explained. I love it. I haven't had too much of a plateau with the book, so I can definitely say I love it. Now, what page am I on? Okay, I am on page 270 of 298. I'm almost there. I wanted to pop on here so that way you guys can see my reaction as to how this all end. Oh, wait a second. Wait a minute. What song is that? Wait a minute, I think I lost my mind. No, I don't know. Actually, that's not 298. I'm so dumb. Now, who's that? I don't know. This is the inner monologue that happens in my head. Okay, so there's an appendix of Newspeak, actually. There you go. I can never see, which is why I'm always like super close to the camera. I can't see. Like, I'm blind. Actually, it's up until 284. Oh. 1984 ends at 284. Okay, I think I should turn off the camera and read. So I have 14 pages left of this book. I am so excited to finish. I have been battling with getting this book done, but yeah, it is just, I love it. So this is your message, your moment. What do the people say? This is your sign. Yeah, that's it. This is your sign to read this book. Everybody should read this book this year, especially the state of the world, the different wars that are happening, the state of the media. We're gonna have a huge election here, and my country. And I think around the world there have been a lot of different elections as well for like prime ministers and presidents and just lots of like regime change around the world. So this is a book everyone should read this year, and you can breeze through it in like a day or two if you are a fast reader. Enough of the yammering. I'm gonna finish reading this. 14 pages to go. So excited.
Gotta keep my emotions from running wild. Need someone to hold my horses. Yeah, 'cause I go fast, yeah, I go hard. Wanna find some peace, so I pray to God to find a way to fix it all. I'm in denial, I'm undercover. My heart is breaking, so I'm faking every smile. I'm in denial, I'm undercover. Wanna find a place to rest, be human for a while. Just be human for a while. I'm messed up, oh yeah, I know it. All alone with mixed emotions. Yeah. Gotta keep
I'm
my
done
temper
with the
from
book.
running wild.
I didn't think it was gonna go that way. It's 5 stars. Definitely. No doubt about it. I'm just gonna sit with it for a second and come back and talk to you guys. Literally on the floor right now, but yeah, having that sit with me just for a little bit. I just want to wrap this up with you guys and just say, wow. Powerful book. I mean, it's just, I think what's really sinking with me, like the thing that's really just in my head, if I had to like just blurt out what's in my head, is just that if this is the thing that let me just say it. It's too bad that a book like this exists and horrors and atrocities can still continue in this world, and that people will not take it for what it is, meaning they won't learn from it, you know? This really, it reads like a newspaper if we ever really had any newspapers, but it reads like the news a little bit, you know? This is a really important book. I think that you have to really sit with it, take your time, don't get frustrated with it. It is very easy to read, as I said. I love it. Please recommend to me other books that are like this. I don't know if Animal Farm is one that is like nearly, if it could hold up to this, because this is definitely 5 stars. Blue my expectations. Just sad. The ending was a little unexpected, but it makes sense. I was a little surprised, but I feel like you guys would really enjoy this if you like things like politics and current events and world news, things like that. You would totally enjoy something like that. It's just such a breakdown of a total oppressive regime, a totalitarian state where the party, Big Brother, wants you to lose all forms of self-respect and dignity. They want to break you down to the lowest form where you'd basically be turning on people that you love or never thought that you would. Like you would be a betrayer, something that you never would do. The ending of how they get people to speak is something else. I don't even want to say too much because it would be a really big spoiler, because I didn't think that something would have happened towards the very end. But oh my goodness, let me know what you guys think of this book. I do have a little bit more of the video for you. I have an apartment tour of when I was walking around. You'll see that in 2 seconds. Thank you so much for sticking with me. This was a lot of fun just to focus on one book, an incredible book. I really hope that all of my reads for the rest of the year are just as high. I don't know. I do have some modern stuff, as you saw in my library haul, that I'm going to be reading very soon, so I don't know if it's gonna hold a candle at all. And my foot's falling asleep. Okay. Yeah, and I'm hoping that I find a book, in the library book haul that I did, that'll be good. I think I'm gonna read Funny Story next by Emily Henry, because this was intense. This was a lot. Just read it. I'm just blabbing now, but I have so many thoughts that I feel like you can't even say, you can't even say on camera. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Okay guys, so this is the new space. I just wanted to do a super quick tour. This is the water heater for the AC and all the good stuff. We got our refrigerator and then a stove. It's not my gas stove, but we deal. Microwave, sink, and a dishwasher. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. But lots and lots of cabinet space, and I love these high ceilings. Tons of water, guys. Hurricane season, you will have water, okay? This is Florida. Okay, and then the living room is kind of like over here. I'm thinking thinking of a couch here, TV, and lots of shelves you guys will see. And then we have a balcony over here. And when we go through here, it's like the hallway to the bedrooms and the bathrooms. This isn't gonna stay here, but this is the laundry room. So grateful for that. It's been a while since I've had an in-unit laundry room, so so excited. Thinking of doing some Billy bookcases here and just making it as beautiful and gorgeous as possible, and functional as possible. Okay, and then this is the first bedroom here. You know, nothing too special. I don't want to invade my family members' privacy too much, but there's like a little kind of closet here that basically goes the depth of this here. That's basically it. And I love these large windows, guys. Just incredible. Let me turn on the lights so y'all can see. These rooms are pretty big. You can have a nice queen size bed, some drawers, that kind of thing. Okay, and then when you turn this way here, we have the bathroom, which is it's just so big. Sorry for the echo. Y'all already know how it is. This is the bathroom. I love it. I suppose this could be considered a guest bathroom, and you have 2 sinks, vanities, and mirrors as well. Lots and lots of space. I love it, guys. I really do. Okay, and then you have your toilet. Sorry that the seat is up, and then a bath, and then you'll put your shower curtain and whatnot. But it is so like spacious. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, and then the next room is over here. I'm not even gonna go in here too much, but it's the same kind of thing, you know. Room is here, and then the closet is basically this depth, and then we have a gorgeous big window there as well. Let me turn off that light, y'all. And then this is what is considered the master bedroom. Here's the bathroom. Just so big and glorious, y'all. Like the camera's not picking it up, but it's huge. Again, double vanity, double sink. This one just has like a stand-in shower type thing. You have the loo, the john, quite large in here. And then this is the bedroom. I don't know where the lights are. I'm like looking all over. Okay, I know where the lights are here. I don't know what that is. Anyway, so here's the bedroom. Another big window. That's about it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I could find a way to kind of like work this out some way. The ceilings are quite tall, which is just great. And then here's your walk-in closet. We already have some things here for like clothes that we moved. That's it. Yep. Yeah, guys, I'm all types of sweaty, but let me know what you think of the apartment and how you would design it. This is filmed literally after the tour, but we might cut it into here. But I just had to show you the kind of work my sister has done. Oh, nothing in here. Where is it? There's something she did that was just so glorious. Okay, all right. This is getting ridiculous, but you see what I mean? Is it here? I don't know. Oh my gosh, where's, oh yes, it's down here. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. We're not OCD or anal or anything like that, but you know, take pride in your area and just keep things as organized as we can. So this is our kind of like, hey, survival 101, pandemic hits again. So we will have something prepared and ready. So I just had to quickly showcase this because it's heavy that she lugged all these things in here, up here. She organized them so well. And you know, she put some beads as well in here. She just walked in, I'm out of here, guys.